Greetings, adventurers. I invite you to an evening of storytelling, for I have in my possession the tales of the four who ventured to the land of Sol. The human, the halfling, the tabaxi, and the owlin. Whatever personal reasons to which they traveled to this land, whatever they found, changed their lives forever. Within these pages are tales of sadness, triumph, and most importantly, adventure. I do hope you enjoy these tales. Come, join me around this campfire, and let us dive into these pages together.
Welcome to episode 12. We're going to get started with a little snippet we have wrote. With one less thorn in their side, the party can now start working with a clear path. With the guilds now in Sol and leadership in place, the people of Sol can rest just a little easier, but the party have much more ahead of them. And where we left off was the evening of the guild, well, the morning of the guild meeting, sorry. You all got to meet a few individuals from various guilds, and we're going to move time a little bit forward after you guys have had your conversations and watch this display of guilds. I
forgot the dear man's name.
This is why we take notes.
I tried, okay? I just forgot. Wait, no, it's in my book.
But I will say, it's a little later in the morning. You have all watched this display of the guilds, kind of meeting each other, getting an idea of what's happening within the city. You guys have heard word from the remaining guard that some more people have been brought in, arrested. There was a few more fights throughout the day. Various cult members revealing themselves, trying to incite riots, a few acts of violence. But things are calm now. There's a tension, but it's a tension of wariness versus the fear that they felt before. You're all within the city town, the inner city hall with each other. There are still discussions being had by the guild leaders and guild members, but you are all free to move around the city and indulge with its amenities.
Ferrari's gonna go cry over the small man's valley.
So you're heading down over here where Willie's old tavern was, the small man's valley.
Yeah.
Do we have to be back there for anything, or is when is the meeting? Has it already happened, or is it? I'm just kind of confused. So,
last session we did the morning of, where you all went into the town hall and had the meeting of the guilds. The guilds were trying to get an idea of what's going on. You met Rendell, Velvet met one of the Thieves Collective individuals. Cassinity got to speak with the Artisan Standard, and Ferrari met a known member of what used to be the Rangers, the ranging communities. So you're free to move around the city. You know, you, Jackson, know you have to go meet Rendell down by the docks at some point.
Yeah. If there's nothing like particularly we have to stay, but there's nothing particularly we have to stay for to hear, correct?
No.
As far as we know? Okay. I want to see, just before I leave, I want to see if I recognize anyone in here, if I see any familiar faces.
Roll an investigation.
First roll. Oh, that's a natural 20 for me for a 21.
For a natural 20, the people here that are part of the Adventuring Society, you don't really recognize. You can tell that they're senior members. They clearly have seen their fair few adventures. Some newer members, and obviously you recognize Rendell.
Then I guess. You know what? I will stick with Ferrari, I guess, and sort of just make sure she's doing all right.
I want to go too, in case we have to pick anything out of like the debris or whatever.
Gotcha. What about you, Velvet?
How about Bailey?
I mean, if I'm noticing everyone leaving, then I'm gonna hop with them.
Gotcha. Okay. So you all leave out of the town hall into the inner city. Again, it's quite. I'd say hectic would be the vibe. People sort of on edge from the revealing of the cult members within the city. You see a few guards hauling people away in chains. You see healers and talented magic users coming from the Mages Guild, Hall, tending to wounded. Some of you can see them casting what can be only described as calm emotions on a lot of people here. And you reach what is left of the Small Man's Valley, which unfortunately is nothing but basically the foundation and a little bit of the rafters. The fire has well and truly gone out at this point. You see guardsmen standing nearby. There's a few wagons that have been collecting debris and loading it up. You don't see Willie here, but those that are paying close attention to the debris see John Beef like climbing through and around what's left of the Small Man's Valley.
Ferrari's gonna go approach John Beef.
I was about to do that too, damn.
Yeah, you two head over to John Beef, and you see him. He's sat where the fireplace once was. He's pruning himself, and he notices you coming. His ears flick up, kind of sits himself up, and almost, if a cat could dust himself off, that's what he has done.
Hello, John Beef.
He gives you a quaint little nod as he nudges his head towards the fireplace.
I'm gonna go approach the fireplace and dig around.
Picking through, you can tell this is a fairly older design of fireplace, but looking down towards the bottom, you see what can only be described as a metal grate of where the fire wood would have sat on top.
Can I pull up the grate?
It's pretty wedged. You're going to have to pull pretty hard.
Alright, strength roll.
Yeah.
Let's hope and pray. That's gonna be an 18 minus 1, so 17.
You begin pulling, and it's pretty wedged. You strain in. You're making some very strange bird straining noises as you're pulling this grate up. The rest of you see Ferrari is just pulling really hard at something within the fireplace.
Jackson at this point will like come over, kind of like walk over. He's like, "Do you need help, Ferrari?"
Please.
I'll help.
Yeah, I'll help as
Are
well.
you guys looking at
Anybody
this
help?
grate?
Yeah.
I'll
Roll an
try.
investigation.
I'll help.
Well, I'm not investigating. I'm just trying to pull it up.
I'll investigate. I'll look at it.
So I have no idea what I'm looking at.
That's a 17 for me.
You both realize very quickly that this is, you just need to push this to the side. It's on a pulley system.
Jackson sort of just like slides it over.
Oh,
Moves over with ease as if it was ice sliding on marble.
Ferrari's gonna look into the undergrate.
You see a tunnel and a ladder.
I don't like. Last time we went into a tunnel, guys.
Yeah, I'd rather not.
Set guards.
Ahem.
What else
I
is in
mean-
yours guard?
John Beef, should we?
You see John Beef looks towards Velvet, who cleared her throat just now.
I was just gonna ask him what's down there.
He's been oddly quiet with you, and he just shrugs.
Guys, I don't know if this is our John Beef.
I'm gonna roll insight to see what's wrong.
I'm
Okay.
also gonna roll insight.
I don't think I'd be
You know, I'll roll it. I'll roll it. I'll roll it.
insightful. of
I
this.
rolled. I got 21.
21
I rolled a 13.
and a 13. This is your John Beef, but you see his eyes are darting around the many people walking by, just moving things around the guardsmen, and he's being quiet as not to bring attention.
Oh, would they hear you, John?
He nods.
John. Just call him John. Damn.
I'm gonna cast a message on him. Would you like me to clean your fur?
All you get is back as a very long meow.
You know what?
I guess
I'm
it won't
team
precision
let's
to
go
you.
down. Ferrari's gonna start going to move down the ladder.
Yeah.
Jackson immediately turns like, wait, hold up.
Hmm?
It's
then-
not. Both times we've rushed into holes like this, we've found things we don't like.
Okay, let me just. Hello, is anybody down there?
You hear your voice echo for quite some time, but it's not into a tunnel, it's into a much more cavernous space.
It's a cave.
It sounds like it, from your time spent around the wild and exploring caves.
Realistically, would the new captain Durr, do you think he'd want us to tell him before going in something like this, or do you think he wouldn't care?
I think he would.
I think he'd care, but again, Ferrari is woods.
Do I did was the meeting with Rendell a as soon as you can, or was it like
He told you in the in the plainest way he could, whenever you have opportunity, he will be by the docks, but he won't wait too long.
okay?
Yeah, let's how about we just go to him, because I imagine the hole will still be here, and if it's not still here, then it's probably a good idea that we didn't go into it.
True.
Yeah, Jackson sort of like pipes like this. I have a meeting with one of the original founders of the society as well. That is more of a he's not gonna stay on call for very long. So,
Fancy.
Can I go with?
wait, what did Ferrari say?
She's asking if she can go with Jackson.
Yeah, come on, go.
I don't see why not.
Yeah, because I don't want to go into any holes that.
Yeah, both times I've seen a tunnel in this city, a very terrifying creature has come out of it. Let's leave this for now.
What
I
was
will
the
get done.
second time?
Same creature.
Okay.
In the lighthouse.
Yeah.
And I look at John Beef, and I don't want to go to hell just yet.
Like, he
Does he let
rolls
me
his
touch him?
eyes and like does that really long cat stretch and like becomes a loaf in front of the fireplace.
I just want to slide the thing back very slowly once Ferrari gets out of it. Just be like, you can leave this for later.
I will say, Ferrari, if you had your feet anywhere in there, there was a very cold draft coming out of there.
I did, and she's definitely gonna notice that, but she's not gonna comment on it.
Mhm. So you all head into the docks?
That's where I'm headed.
Yeah.
Gotcha. So you leave what's left of the Small Man's Valley. A few guards give you all like a, not a salute, but like, a little point to the head and point to you as they begin to recognize you. You pass through the market districts. You see a few more adventurers coming in and out. You see guild members plotting out where they're probably going to set up shop. Business is booming in this central part of the city. People are buying swords, weapons, armor, potions, food, adventuring kits. People are being more prepared than they ever have been. What happened in the city with Thorn and the cultists revealing themselves has stirred almost the natives here into wanting to protect themselves. The guard doesn't have a big presence here. People seem to be unwary of them. But passing by, you do notice Durr assigning what seems to be guard posts for his newest recruits. You see people heading this direction towards the little archery range here to sign up to be members of the guard. Jackson, you noticed banners of the Adventuring Society being put up. The Artisan Standard is starting to put flags down. It's like a recruitment drive, essentially, in this central part as you're passing through. Is there anything you guys like to interact with over here? What'd you say?
Am I part of the Artisans Guild?
You've never joined, but they have offered you a spot. But you do know it's more like getting into Harvard. You have to prove yourself to become a member. You have to do some great discovery within the arts.
What I currently got with the seeds, would that be something?
They were interested in them, but again, they were on much more important business at the time when they first arrived.
I have some seeds too, I think.
What the fuck just fell?
Me.
My ego.
Well,
It wasn't a big fall then.
Will y'all stop being sad for 5 minutes?
No! But anything you guys want to interact with in the market, or are you moving on?
I think I'm good.
Random question. Do we know what this area is? I know it's like very off.
You've never been there. You just see a windmill and a few homes and what seems to be a little church.
Oh,
Religion?
I will say, can all of you roll me a flat d20 as we're passing through here?
Yeah.
oh, and I meant to ask, have we noticed if anyone, 16, if anyone is looking at us kind of weird since we just killed the captain?
Roll me a perception.
Perception.
I
With
put my
guidance.
roll in-
16.
No one's looking at you. No one's looking at you strange. They're all glancing and points, but you can kind of guess that you guys are quite popular at this moment in time. What was your roll 20? Flat 20 as well, Michael.
16.
Okay, since Velvet rolled also low, all of you feel a twist in your stomach. You're getting quite hungry. You guys haven't ate for quite some time.
Okay, y'all. Do you guys want to eat before or after we see Rendell?
Is there a place to
Is that
eat
his name, right?
on the way? Yes, it is.
You know, there's a lot of little different carts and food stands as you pass through, and then the docks have a couple places you can go sit down and eat.
If you guys want, is there anywhere in the town that like you're allowed to like cook your own meals?
I need
Unless you
something
knew someone
with
personally to use theirs, probably not.
Okay.
I need something with protein and sustenance.
Well, we can go to the dock and get you
I want
some
fish.
from there.
It has been ages since I have consumed
Okay.
fish.
Then
How about we go to the dock? We get some cod and insert other things that you can do with fish.
yes, I believe getting food is.
And how about I try to make us a meal? Because I can make berries, but let's have a nice meal.
So as you guys cross the final bridge to the docks, you see a few more ships coming to port. One of the flags. Can all of you roll me a history as you your eyes glance up at this flag?
I don't know shit. That's a 2.
I keep rolling 16s. I got an 18.
I have a okay. Listen, I have a +1 to history, right?
What am I rolling? Oh,
I
history.
rolled,
Yes, please.
I rolled a 9. I rolled a 19. I got dirty 20.
Nice.
I rolled a natural 20.
Damn.
So all
I
of
don't
you
know
but
anything.
Jackson, you glance up at this flag on this ship, and immediately it clicks. That's a pirate flag, but a pirate flag that is flown by a particular crew. A strange collective of people coming from what can only be described as if the coral of the ocean grew out and became a city. The people on board are walking, talking, free-thinking crustaceans people.
Oh, crap.
There are crab people, lobster people, shrimp people, and they all fly under one banner. They're not pirates in the traditional sense, but more of a group of people that believe that they're free, they came from the ocean, they belong to the ocean, and it's theirs kind of mentality. And they're coming to port in Seoul.
Ferrari's gonna point that out to Jackson and be like, hey, look, it's the crustacean station.
Jackson looks utterly confused as he doesn't recognize the flag. He's just like, cool. Well,
She said that out loud, and not just like.
Yeah.
yeah,
it's
I
not
know.
whispering to
He's
Jackson.
still utterly confused. That
I like
Yeah.
means
Ferrari.
nothing to
He
him.
does
Like-
it now.
I'm gonna kind of not punch, but like hit her in the shoulder.
Ferrari's gonna turn around and screech very owl-like.
Jesus.
Jackson immediately turns at everyone and is like, I'm sorry, I'm literally from a place that has literally no access to the sea.
Good.
Well,
No,
I
you're
know
fine,
also.
Jackson.
I'm gonna
That
give you all
flag
an individual nickname that the people that do you know how different races in D&D eventually get nicknames from different people?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give you all an individual one that knows who this crew is, and you can use it when you meet them. This is all things. I'm gonna deem it individually, so you don't all know the same ones. There's one for you, Velvet. Where is Saturn? There you go. There you are. And for you, Michael, they're all little nicknames that you would refer to them in passing.
Me saying this seems sounds racist.
No, what I'm saying, do you know how...
Sounds...
What the fuck?
You know how, Never mind, we're gonna continue.
Racial slur coming out of my...
No, they're not slurs. This is just nicknames for groups of people, for different collections. But you reach the docks. A very busy port. You see the bank is almost like a crime scene. The guardsmen outside, some filing in and out. Nobody's allowed in or out, it seems. You see another wagon, like a jail wagon that you saw from the cult not too long ago, with cult members in the back moving through the city towards the guardhouse. You see the lighthouse is no longer burning. I know on the map it is, but theater of the mind here. The lighthouse is no longer burning and is also like a crime scene.
Wait, the cult members in the cages, are there any that we've ever, like, interacted with?
No, these seem to be members of the cult that were just people of the city in disguise waiting for a time to reveal themselves.
Ferrari is resisting the urge to go up to that cage and hurl insults at them.
Where's food at?
Yeah, let's get some food.
You see various market stalls selling fresh baked goods, fresh foods, ingredients, in this little line of markets here down by the statue.
Hey, group.
Turned slightly.
So this would be kind of wild, but do you think the lighthouse is up for sale?
I think it's a crime scene.
I was gonna say, I think it's an active crime scene at the moment.
I know, but like afterwards, because we kind of need a place to stay now that ours just burned down.
I mean, do we want to stay in Seoul, or do we want to try to find another place? I mean, there's plenty of other towns and stuff out there.
I think it would be cool if we got the lighthouse and gave it to Willie, and gave him a new place to make his business.
Well, isn't Willie getting his place rebuilt? Isn't that a thing that's happening?
Well, I was just saying in general so that we have like a place that we can stay. Because I mean, all we would have to do is interact with the light.
No offense, but we're gone way too long for long periods of time to operate that lighthouse.
Goodberg just puts his head down and just walks to the food stand.
I'm not saying it's a bad idea.
You can tell he's joking, but...
Dream rushed. Cassidy will remember this.
Okay, how about we get some peppers, some cod, and we can cook it.
I just want to eat the fish.
I was say, where are we gonna cook it at?
Time for some sushi, boys.
Would it be a crime if Ferrari to, let's say, eat fish raw?
No. Why did it be a crime?
That's just being stupid.
I don't know. Would her digestive system die, or is bird digestive system good?
Well, you're a fantasy bird. You can have whatever digestive system you wish.
Okay, well, she can eat meat raw and be perfectly fine.
How about we get some food and we... Do you think they'd let us have a little fire, like, right here?
We could just buy food already prepared. That is here as well.
Second dream crush.
You just see that. You just see that from me, just like, okay, if you want to buy other people's food.
We're literally. Jackson just looks at him, takes a deep breath, a very deep breath. We are in the middle of a city with all these people around whose whole livelihood is to cook food. And you want us to start a fire in the middle of a town that was just in the middle of a revolt.
I pointed
to
over
cook
there.
food.
We could have a nice picnic. I could make a nice meal. But okay, fine.
Ferrari's gonna
do your
approach
thing.
one of the stalls that sells raw fish just to buy one for herself.
So all of you head into the market, and I presume you all separate to different stalls. We'll start with Ferrari, who you immediately get to a nice fishmongering stand. Fresh fish, crab, shrimp, prawns, some imported, some caught locally. You see a very stocky-looking human, very short beard, braided hair, tattoos from his fingers to his shoulders, apron on, and he's working on a bundle of crabs that he's been brought in from a local supplier.
Smash.
Was that Velvet?
No.
That was
We got
velvet.
the first smash of the day.
I'm surprised. Did not expect that from Velvet.
Well,
Hey,
I
he's a
also
brawny
would, but
man.
I was gonna be quiet because I knew for a fact that Velvet was gonna go first. Anyways, Ferrari's gonna approach the stand and she's gonna, her little owl eyes, even though it's not visible because her eyes are just black, would widen as she sees all of the different kinds of food, fish and crustaceans and various things she has not had since she was younger, traveling around sea borders.
You see he turns from his work, one crab in hand, the other holding what seems to be a very thin and very sharp knife. What can I do for you, miss?
I would like to buy a few pieces of your stock, just raw, unprepared. You know, I can kill them myself if that makes you feel better.
See, as you're saying this, he kind of puts down the knife and settles back the crab. Okay, I will have crab, I have lobster, I have various local fish. I've never seen them before, but they look quite strange. And you see he gestures over to kind of like an icebox, an exposed open icebox where the fish sit on top, and you see some very unique looking fish with almost like luminescent scales as light hits them. They have several more eyes than usual, like 3 or 4 sets of eyes, very strong tails, and you see one that's been butchered and prepared, and the meat itself is also quite almost iridescent in its color.
I would like to take that pre-butchered fish there, as well as just a crab and a lobster.
Without another word, he takes the fish, prepares it, wraps it for you, along with... He holds the lobster and the crab in both hands. You want them dead?
I'll take the lobster dead, but the crab alive.
Right, you see he holds them up, looks at the others. He shoves the crab on into what seems to be like a carrying box for it, and the lobster he sets down and very humanely gets rid of it and wraps it up for you. Right, that'll be 8 silver pieces.
8 silver? Wow, that's a steal. I'm just gonna give you a full gold piece because, you know, I appreciate your service.
You see he takes it and bites it, almost trying to bend it. And immediately you recognize that this man was once a pirate. The tattoos make it obvious. And he looks at the coin, holds it up to the sun. Where'd you get this?
From my work here in the city?
That's why I don't recognize the silly face on it. Cheers, media. And he puts it in the pocket and he immediately starts yelling at others, fresh fish! Fresh fish!
Do you want to see my children? She pulls out the pouch and opens it. That's full of mimic coins.
They're alive.
Yeah, they're mimics.
I don't like that.
I like it. They're my children.
I honestly thought he was gonna bite that thing and it was gonna bite back. Like I thought that's where that was going. Like
Ferrari is gonna walk away, and the fish man can see this. She's gonna hold the like butchered fillet up to her mouth. She's gonna rip it with her beak, and she's gonna drop like a good portion of it into the pouch with her children.
If you were close enough, all you would hear under his breath is, the adventures get weirder and weirder. And we'll go over to Cassinity. Cassinity, you're walking through this small little market, your eyes browsing over the various stalls. It's like a candy shop here for you. There are fresh herbs in the air, seasonings, food being prepared in front of you, food carts that are selling cooked meats, cheeses that are being imported and prepared, and you eventually stop your eyes on one of them, as it's a little off to you in this place of food and vegetables. This one is selling what I can only describe as, how do I say it? Synthetic foods. Very pre-packaged goods, as if you were in a farmer's market and Walmart showed up kind of situation.
That's sacrilegious.
And you see it's the little stand on top, they've got their own little branding. It's a goblin with a thumbs up, and it's just called Bernie's.
Is this fast food?
No, I'm not doing that. Sacrilegious.
Where would
I'm
you like to
looking
go?
for some
You have
stuffed
all the
peppers.
stalls. Sorry?
I want some stuffed peppers.
Stuffed peppers?
Yes.
Are you going to make them yourself, or are you trying to find a specific stall that are selling stuffed peppers?
I'll see if there's any stalls since my party doesn't appreciate my cooking.
Sats. This episode will just be Cassinity Sats. But as you're heading through, there's no stall selling particular foods, but you do see all the ingredients here that you need.
I'll make some.
Okay, we'll say that all the ingredients in total cost you around 6 silver pieces.
Okay.
And then as you're doing that, we will head over to... Let's do a coin test between Velvet and Jackson.
Can I toss a coin?
Of course you can. Toss a coin. Pick it heads or tails, you two.
Heads or tails?
Tails.
Damn, I was gonna pick tails. I guess I'll go
Alright.
heads.
Since it turns out I don't have a coin, I'm just gonna flip my skull ring. Looks like it's tails.
So we will go with Jackson. Jackson, are you heading to the market, or are you looking for Rendal?
I'm gonna head to the market. I know the rest of the party was interested in coming, so I'm gonna wait for them.
Yeah. So you're
shop.
perusing, you're heading through, you see your party checking out different various stalls. Again, fresh fruits, fresh veg, a few food stalls. Sparky, very excitedly, hopping next to you as the smells of fresh meats and cooked things are around you. But then you stop at one stall. They're selling what seems to be veg, some eggs, owned by what can only be described as probably a dwarf. He's setting up, and you see he settles down a fairly big egg on the table. Not a dragon egg, but it's definitely a very big egg.
I want it.
Can I try to identify it? See what
Yeah,
might be an egg?
yeah. You can roll it with advantage because it's situational.
What am I rolling?
Investigation with advantage.
All right. Thank goodness for the investigation. That is a 17.
It's sat down. You look to the egg. You look to Ferrari. You look back to the egg,
Oh no!
and it clicks.
Oh
This is an owl egg.
no! Oh no!
It's a baby.
Jackson immediately just turns to Sparky, looks at the egg. It's just like, we're gonna go, buddy. He
He just
around
turns his head. He's a little bit confused. Why are we leaving?
Get the egg for me! It's
I'll
Wait.
Does it have a price or like the? What
Oh
is
yeah,
this?
it's kept in a very nice little stand, almost like a very show-offy nest. And you see he reaches over and has a little almost like a sticker as he's not a sticker but a little sign that he sticks into the nest right next to the egg. Genuine owlin egg, 40 gold pieces.
40. He's selling a child for 40 gold. Does he sell other things too, like just vegetables and?
Yeah, there are.
Other stuff.
He sees a collector, a seller of quite unique-looking fruits and veg and different various eggs. There's strange-looking mushrooms and things that you've only really heard of, like from other adventurers from venturing around the world here.
Okay, I'm gonna head over because I'm kind of curious about things here interacting with Sparky as well. So I'll kind of cut over, walk over to this stand, and you said it's a dwarf.
Looks like
That's
a dwarf.
looks
He's a
like a
short
dwarf.
individual that's like busy at work. You can't really get a bead on him just yet.
And I'll just kind of like tap on the stand to like get his attention.
You see he pauses and he sets down a box and he's in a lot of baggy clothing, hence why it's been difficult to get a bead on him as he's like all wrapped up. He seems to be fairly cold, and he jumps up on a little box to get to almost the same height as you, and you immediately spot this as a kobold who is wrapped up.
This is a kobold.
What's gonna get you?
God. Hello. I'm just curious about what kind of fruits and vegetables
Things,
you
lots
have.
of various things from various places.
Anything you can recommend?
All of it.
He looks around at all this stuff. Kind of looks down at Sparky. He's like, "You got anything kind of on the sweet end?"
You see pauses, tapping his chin with his clawed finger.
Sweet.
Goodbye, my child.
Yes, from friend.
He jumps down and begins rummaging through various little shelves he's got set up in the back, and he produces almost like an apple-sized pumpkin as he jumps back on the box and hands it to you.
What do you call it?
He scratches his head again, really trying to think.
Butter pumpkin. I remember.
That's all right. It looks good enough if you're like inspecting this pumpkin.
Are you familiar with Faye, Jackson?
I think he would have heard stories.
This is not from here. This is not from this
It's
plane.
definitely not. It's definitely from a different plane. I would
Yes.
be able to tell. Interesting. How much do you want for it?
He sees counts on his fingers. One, two, three, four. He holds up all 10 fingers.
10 silver.
10 silver. You see, Jackson kind of nods and goes, "All right." And he kind of looks over and the egg over there in the nest. Do you want 40?
He says very loudly.
The owling one.
He looks around. Yes. You want 40 for that?
Well, I don't. The person who gave it to me said it wants 40. I get a cut of golds. The clinkies.
And he kind of looks around. I think I might be interested. And do you have any other apples on you by any chance?
Apples. Apples. Yeah, ones on the trees.
Yes, the ones on the trees. Yes. No.
No.
Okay. Do you have any more of these? Holds up the pumpkin.
Yes, but got to be dangerous. Puts them in places they run away.
They ran away.
If no, you put gems in places they runs away.
Okay. Looking around, he's like, I think I'll just take
At this point, he's basically blinking out of sync too as he's speaking to you.
Yeah, Jackson's just very confused. He's like, I'll just take this and the egg. Thank you.
Well, yeah, 40 gold, 10 silver. And if you want, I'll throw an extra if you give you 1 extra gold.
Jackson will take 42 gold out of his pouch and kind of slide it over to him.
You see, he doesn't grab it like a normal person. He kind of like the child where they like did a hug around it and then pull it back. He pulls it all the way back and the coins hit the ground. He's content with them being there. Thanks.
All right, yeah, thanks. Do you have a bag or anything, or?
No.
Okay, just sort of like picks up the egg and kind of
Bag.
like turns around and immediately like starts taking other things out of his bag to like make room for this.
Don't drop it.
And, like, I'm well aware, thank you. Though.
Careful.
It's just that
Can
slowly
Ferrari
puts it
clock
in.
what's going on?
Roll me a perception. See if you can notice this.
It's gonna be a 17 plus 5.
You can hear Jackson shouting back to someone that I will be fine.
Just don't drop
she's
it.
gonna turn around and look at the egg.
He's just stuffing a large egg into a bag. If you want to have a little closer look.
She's gonna approach.
He immediately sees her approaching and literally just kind of like lifts the bag up. He's like, I think I just saved a baby.
What do you mean by that? And she looks
Opens
at
the
egg
bag and like lets
closer.
her look at it.
Oh yeah, you definitely know what this is, Ferrari.
Oh. She's gonna immediately roll a medicine check to see if it's alive.
Oh, okay. Roll a medicine check.
I don't like that reaction, Rennie.
Can I,
What have you done?
can I
That's
also
gonna
do
be a
that?
natural 20.
Okay, I'm going to have to roll on the chance dice if it's not. Here we go.
Oh no.
Ferrari, you are an expert with these eggs. You know, you've helped raise a few owlins in throughout your times through various tribes that you've spent your time with. You bring it up to the light, you hold it up to see if there's an embryo inside, and unfortunately, this is just an egg. No embryo has formed and never really has. This is just an egg.
Well, the good news is we have an omelet.
A very
Because-
big one!
Shut up!
Oh.
Because there's no embryo in this. An embryo never formed. So
Wait,
we're lucky.
alright.
on that
Ferrari.
Cool.
end.
Wait, so you don't have to mate to have an egg,
Yes.
like other. Have you eaten your own eggs before?
When in desperation, yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Wait,
Yeah.
how often?
It's
How
a-
often
it's a-
do you
It's an
lay
eat
an
or
egg?
be eaten world, I guess.
How often do I lay an egg? Well,
How old are you,
we're not
Ferrari?
gonna answer that.
Okay.
How old am I?
Yeah, how old is Rory? Because I'll give you I'll give you a little information on that.
24.
24. You haven't laid one yet.
I personally have yet to lay one.
Oh,
But-
you're a baby.
Do not call me that.
I am
as
like-
you guys have this loud
I am like 5
discussion.
times your age. Everyone is a baby in this party to me.
As you have this loud discussion in the middle of the market, we'll go to Velvet. Velvet, you're wandering, listening to your partner talk about another bit of nonsense. Jackson stuffing a large egg into a bag, a kobold is berating them with kindness from a distance, and someone bumps your shoulder. Roll me a perception check.
You're about to get robbed.
Ha! 5.
5?
Yep.
Yeah, someone just bumps into you.
Excuse me.
He just keeps going.
Rude.
As you're heading through, you notice all the same stuff. Any stalls you want to interact with, or you're not too bothered?
Stores are there, like specifically.
Well, you've got the fresh fruits and veg, you have the kobold stall, the pre-packaged food called Bernie's with the goblin. You have the fish stall, and a food carts that the party hasn't interacted with yet.
And what kind of food does Bernie's sell?
Again, this is like if Walmart pulled up to a farmer's market. It's all pre-packaged, shipped over from the mainland, filled with additives and flavor enhancers.
Hmm.
You have a feeling if you buy from there, because somebody will look at you different.
Everyone disliked that.
It's like Stardew Valley in the market.
Are there any weapon stalls, or is this only like food?
This is just food. The market stalls are back in the central part of the city.
I'm just gonna join up with the squad.
Gotcha. So you all regroup. You see Cassidity has bundles of cooking supplies. Jackson is still struggling to stuff this egg into a bag.
And Ferrari's just eating fish.
Yeah, she's eating raw fish. And what would you guys like to do?
Ferrari would like to hold up the crab cage, look at him, and say, "I have saved you. I shall return you to the sea." I'm
Look of
gonna use
fear.
speak with
Can I-
animals on him.
Can
Oh god. Speak with animals with the crab. So you said all of that?
Yeah.
Fuck.
What?
You should have been prepared, Rennie.
Okay, you get a response from the crab. You gonna do what? Put me back to the where?
The ocean.
The what?
The big body of water that crabs come from.
That's what you groundwalkers call where I come from? The ocean.
Yes.
What? Just the ocean.
Yes.
He stops talking to you and almost in a huff turns away from you.
If you stop talking to me, I'll just kill you and feed you to Sparky.
Sparky's head immediately turns and looks at Ferrari. Just hearing his name, he just to attention. Just
It's just who's Sparky from the crab?
The dragon there.
Lady, you gotta understand. I don't know what you are or any of these things are.
I am an owlin. I am
what?
a species of bird people.
Well, I am a crab.
I am aware and I want to free you, but if you're gonna be a bitch about it, I'll just kill you.
I am a crab from what you call the ocean.
Just because we can't hear, I'm just looking for. Why are you arguing with a crab?
Because he's being a little bitch.
You're from the ocean.
If you keep going with this, I will just kill you. I was going to be nice.
What do you think's gonna happen when you put me back in the ocean?
You go and live your life.
I'll just die to another predator there. May as well be here instead of the ocean.
Oh, so you want me to kill you? She pulls out a knife.
This crab, in a very almost serious tone, I fear no death.
She stabs it.
Oh my god.
Damn.
He's dead. He's just dead. The ocean.
Jackson is just standing there, just perplexed, and just.
He begs for
Wow.
death. I gave it to him. Sparky, come here, boy. She says this in Draconic.
With a knife in her
Sparky,
hand.
like, Sparky kind of looks at her and looks at Jackson for a second, and Jackson's just like, "Yeah, go ahead." He'll just kind of like walk over.
She's gonna pull out the crab. She's gonna brandish the knife, and she's going to split it open.
Sparky
And
is just
give
watching the
give a
whole
good
time.
portion of it to Sparky.
All right. I
At
feel,
this
I
point,
feel
you're
like
all
Sparky
getting looks from passers-by and guards as you just butchered a crab in broad day, like spilling crab bits everywhere and feeding it to a dragon.
Damn.
All the stuff that spills in the ground, I'll cast prestidigitation on it to clean it up.
I probably just give up on saying precipitation.
You
A guard,
Every
say
time
it
you-
right.
Jackson, you see a guard looking especially at you, just shocked. What's going on?
Jackson just shrugs and he goes, "I don't ask anymore."
The guard, all you hear from if you listen to him, he's just, I don't get paid enough, and shrugs, and what goes back to his duties.
Invite him to the party. I make more money.
Jackson turns to everyone else and he goes, "Okay, are we good? Have we gotten what we needed?"
Ferrari is rubbing Sparky's head the way that you rub around a dog's ears, where you like flop them all over the place. Only she's just doing that with his head, so his head is like shaking back and forth.
Oh, he's enjoying it. He's loving it.
He's a little baby.
As you guys are all moving throughout the market, I presume you're heading to the docks to go speak with Rendell.
Yes.
Yeah.
You're heading through, more docks leaving and coming to port. You see
More
Rendell. Sorry, more boats coming to the dock, to the docks, and
The
people
wood's
leaving.
leaving.
You catch Rendell, kind of like his arms are rested over the side of the port, looking out over the sea. He doesn't notice you coming, but you see him first. But you see he's kind of disappointed.
I yell across the dock, Randall!
You see his ears, little cow ears, flick to his name, and he'll turn over his shoulder and kind of put one arm up to wave you all down.
Ferrari's
I do the
gonna
most
wave to
flamboyant
him,
wave.
but she has the crab carcass in her hands, her portion of it.
It's a very confused look leaves Rendell's face as he's watching the crab being waved around.
Jackson
He's
just sort
gonna-
of like shrugs
He's
and
gonna
just.
rip open one of the claws and bite into the meat.
Wait, the food I bought, is it only enough to make me a meal?
No, that's why it was so expensive, because I presume you'd buy
Okay.
enough for everybody.
Oh yeah, okay. Randall, are you hungry?
Always.
Okay, let's find a place to cook a meal in.
You don't
I
have a
also
place
have
to
a
stay?
lobster.
We'll get there.
Well, if Jackson
It's a little
thank
bit
you
Means
for
we
taking
have
up an
no idea
offer
what we're
and
doing.
bringing your friends, I guess. Well, more the merrier, I presume.
They asked to come with, and I didn't see a problem. You didn't say specifically
No,
not to bring
I
anyone.
understand the curse of having an adventuring party. Well, I brought you here, and I guess all of you here, for a little chat and get some things settled. Because listening to my upper echelon members, they give me all of the politics, and I'm not here for the politics. I'm here for the brass.
Are we the
Tax.
least political group?
Can you give me a rundown of what is going on? Because truthfully, I do not understand. I have come on late
He has come.
notice. I've come. And I'm getting reports of adventurers going to cults. I've heard reports of sacrificial rituals taking place,
Varar's
adventurers
immediately
killing
gonna turn away.
adventurers, villages being raided and kidnapped, people doing deals with demons. I need a catch up. I need a breakdown, because I don't know what I'm going to do, or I might just go back home and leave the politics to solve itself.
You see Jackson just kind of sitting there. He's like, yeah, that's mostly all what's been happening. Some pretty notable figures have been going to these cults and whatnot, but that's what the whole business about in here was. So he kind of like points around at like the city around him and just and from what we've been able to ascertain, they're pretty widespread and they're trying to summon something.
As most cults do.
Yes, and cause chaos. That seems to be their like game plan, like their main focus.
Well, before I came here, I did head over to the little Major's Ward hall in the inner city. Spoke with a fellow there called Theodore. Trying to get some
he's nice.
information on whatever this cult's trying to do. Do you have a name of anything?
What was the-
Malworth.
Yeah, that's who they
Malgoth.
are.
That's the same one that Theodore gave me.
Yeah, would you say we saw him
We
in
saw
that
the eye.
capacity? Yeah.
You...
And-
When did you... Where? First of
In
all.
a cave somewhere where they were doing sacrifice.
In a cave. Okay.
If we looked at a map, could we like relatively pinpoint where the camp is?
Yeah, you also know that it was Durr that gave you the order to where told you where it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we have like a general area, and we saw them doing sacrifices. We were kind of ordered not to intervene. I guess just so we can get the information back.
Varar's getting physically uncomfortable the more they talk about sacrifice.
I'll send a group of men to that area. See if we can figure something out. Because
Just be careful. That's where we saw the head honcho adventuring guy, whatever.
okay, good to know.
Most of their leadership seemed to be there. Actually, come to think of it.
Filtering in and out, or were they there on what seemed to be a permanent basis?
Well, from what we've seen, they're never in one place for too long. They like to move around.
Okay.
And there's a group of 3 adventurers that have been involved with them.
Not adventurers. They're from a secret society.
I thought only one of them was.
No, all
or
3
all
of them
three.
are.
Oh, okay. I thought it was just the Birdman.
Well,
He seems to be the leader of their little group.
I'll have a few people set down there to check it out. I've heard reports of a hag in the city.
They would know more.
I know
It was here.
Mhm.
It was slain, in quotations. But seemingly here connected to whatever this cult is doing.
Using hags. I mean, you're able to make deals somewhere, I presume. Oh, goodness, this is all, for lack of
It's
a better
quite a
word,
lot.
a bit of a shit show, isn't it?
Yeah,
Um,
definitely.
I mean, the captain knew about it, so we didn't really have any structure.
It's just it's really making me regret getting involved with society as a whole. I want to go back to the forest, but I can't. I have reasons to stay.
See, as you say that, whoever's looking at Rendell, he nods and again just goes, "Wouldn't that be lovely?"
Jackson kind of leans back and goes, "Oh, to go back to simpler times would be quite nice."
Well, it's more than just a little catch-up that I brought you all here. I wanted to get an understanding of you all. You've all got quite the reputation in Sol already. You've all done quite your fair bit.
Probably not the best reputation.
Well, you have quite single-handedly saved the reputation of the Adventuring Society as a group. If you didn't do what you did, or help the people you helped, I'm pretty sure the reputation here of this little collective would have been demolished.
I see.
Now, I'm not one for ceremonies or promotions. I'm an adventurer. I go to XYZ, do B, Y, and W, and get the reward. So, all I can really say is well done. You all look like you could use some serious R&R. But I do have to send you somewhere. You seem reliable, you've helped enough people. I need you to go to Jordan.
I like it there.
Works perfect. We were probably gonna head there soon anyway.
Durs filled me on a little bit of missing peoples and attacks, cult activity. I'm sure you figure it out. You're all capable adventurers. But unfortunately, not a lot of people are willing to stay in Sol at this moment in time.
Understandable.
So you may have trouble finding a wagon to Jordan. I would recommend trying to pull in some strings with friends, or trying to hitch a ride with of people trying to leave the city to go to Jordan. I've also heard of a place called Ellie's Visage, not too far away from Jordan.
Yeah.
If you have any questions, I'll try to answer. Again, I'm pretty much out of the loop. And I won't be in Sol for too long. I will be heading to Jordan myself at some point to meet their town elder. Apparently missing children. It's all a mess.
Do you want us to get there before you in that case?
I'd like you to be there as quick as possible. It's going to take me
Okay.
quite a while. I've got more politics to settle. They're talking about building a guild hall somewhere here in the city, which also needs money and time, and apparently my approval. After these many years, I'd thought they'd be able to do it themselves, but here we are.
That's
I'm
the
so sorry for your loss of freedom.
that's the curse of being a public figure, I suppose.
I'd rather become unpublic. Can I?
Well, fortunately,
Unfortunately,
dear, you are an adventurer. The more you do, the more you lose, and the less freedom you end up having.
Well, my plan is to do all I need to do, disappear into the woods, and if people look at me and are like, "Hey, you're the owl bitch," I'm just gonna say absolutely not and walk away.
You see,
Where are we
Jackson
at in this
hearing.
conversation?
Hey, Jackson overhears he just.
She's
Oh,
new.
well, you're kind of fun to hang around.
Rendell looking around the group a little bit. What's going on? Anyways, all of you, thank you for coming. It's nice to meet you all. I haven't had the pleasure of meeting you all, but I'm sure we'll catch up soon.
Hey,
Stay safe. Don't get kidnapped.
Wouldn't it be the first time?
Blair,
Mm-hmm.
we've been recently fighting something that we've called Oops All Hands that
Mm-hmm.
doesn't seem to have good vision, but has excellent hearing and has killed things very easily.
Yeah, there seems to be an obsession of the the young Theodore at the Major's Ward.
Do you know if there's anything that we could acquire that could either prevent them from hearing or can like throw sounds?
I'll be honest with you, I haven't had the displeasure of meeting such a beast, and I haven't had my hoofs on open roads in many moons, so I can't help you there.
Can't minor illusion make sound?
I don't think
You see, he
access to
shrugs beats me, I'm not a spellcaster.
it.
Well, if someone were to have access to it.
Theodore's in this town, right? Yes.
He's in the Major's
Yes.
Ward.
Before we go to Jordan, would y'all be okay if we stop by there real quick?
You could, and I mean, I've only heard it from other powerful spellcasters, but teleportation could be an option from someone there. I mean,
Especially if we could set up a link.
exactly. It would be much quicker.
Yeah, if it's okay, I'd like to go to the Mages Guild and get some insight on some stuff, and maybe we could pick something up so that we never have to take a wagon again, because I'm kind of over these long trips.
Oh, boy. If only you knew.
See, Rendell grabs his axe that's been laying up against the wall. Well, pleasure as always to all of you. I hope to see you in Jordan in the next few days, hopefully.
I
Yeah,
hope
we'll-
that you eventually get some rest and respite.
You see, he's got bags under his eyes, and he lets out a long yawn and pet the rest of the axe over his shoulder as he starts walking off. Only one could hope. And he wanders into the city.
Coffee. Anyway,
What's
Okay.
coffee?
It's a magnificent drink, actually.
Bean soup.
Yeah, absolutely not.
Absolutely perfect. I love
Oh,
that.
bean smoothie.
It's even
Um,
worse.
I presume all of you moving through the city to the Major's Ward.
Yes, I have a list of things that I need to get information on.
Gotcha. So you're heading through, again, very much the similar scenes. You see the guards are starting to wear a different color now. Instead of the green, it is now like a vibrant orange, with a symbol of a sun in the center of
Oh,
the orange. You see a couple of the guardsmen recognize you. You recognize them. You've seen their face quite regularly as they give you a nod excitedly. And you see they're a lot more prepared with their equipment, not just pikes. They've kind of gone over to their more swords and shields, bows. They're all quite specialized. You can tell probably some of them are adventurers that have specialties. You see a couple spellcasters, one's carrying staffs, also wearing the guard symbol, moving around. They're much more prepared than they ever need to be.
Varai's gonna snap the claw that she didn't give to Sparky and start eating the flesh inside of it.
would it be flush?
You reach
Crap,
the inner city, heading inside. I'll quickly move you to the Major's Ward. In the inner city... Go on, sorry?
I like your Mages Guild map.
Oh, you want to pull up the map?
I think it's nice. Now that we have money, maybe Velvet could get the weapon.
Get a gun.
Where am I? I want to move myself outside.
That's what say. Here we go.
Also,
Old token.
who's
Yeah, we haven't been to this map in a bit.
Do we have new appearance tokens?
You do, but I haven't yet touched them as, you know.
Gotcha.
I wasn't expecting you guys to be on a map today.
Yeah, well, we're here. We're here.
We're here.
Yeah. Is everyone's token here?
Velvet is still inside. Velvet is right here.
Oh,
Yeah,
there
what
is
about
Velvet.
Right. Maps in place. Alright. You guys reach the Major's Ward, heading inside. The two still here tinkering away at the machine here. Actually, I need to change his token because time has passed and they've made some progress.
Did we ever go upstairs? I look
No.
over at the group.
Oh,
Same
I think we
group.
did, but I don't think we ever had a reason to.
I want to join this group. I like magic.
I'm just going to quickly change the token for the machine because they've made progress on him. But you guys haven't been here in fucking ever.
Can Ferrari roll to see insight on the bird lady?
Yes, just one memento.
Ooh,
By golly.
Holy fuck!
Oh, never mind.
There we go. He's cleaned up and he's now wearing a nice sash. So the bird lady.
I'd like to roll.
Oh, the Kenku. Yes.
Yeah.
What did I make it roll last time? It was a perception, wasn't it?
is either that or insight? I don't know. I forget which one.
Well, either way, it's the same, so that's gonna be a dirty 20.
And what are you trying to clock from her?
To see. I feel like Ferrari would clock certain mannerisms that she's seen from her own people. And
Yeah, you
want
can
to
tell that the way
report
she
that.
moves and the way she walks, turns her head, it's jittery and fast, as if a bird is being aware or alert. But it's very
Ferrari's
much a human
gonna-
being.
Ferrari's gonna coo at the lady.
Instinctively, her head snaps to you and responds with, I believe a Kenku is a raven, so it'd be a raven call, like a very quiet raven call.
I was supposed to say, do I hear that as I'm walking by? This is
You hear Ferrari and the bird lady making noises at each other.
Jackson would definitely hear it and just continue on his way. He's seen and heard quite more weird things in his time. He's not gonna.
When wants that she was expecting, she's just gonna nod and then leave her to her business. Ferrari knows she has no business discussing or questioning. She's just trying to live her own life.
You see she's noticing you and she's almost eyeing you up and down, and then looks to her own hands, and you can only get the idea that maybe she's trying to be more comfortable with the idea that she's a Kenku.
Nice.
Uh,
Guys, I think I'm breaking through to her. She might become comfortable in herself.
Oh.
Let's go.
Headed inside, again, these people are all in discussions. This man still has an injury. There's various talks of magic. There's some small incantations being performed. The sword on the table seems to be cleaned up. You see a solid gem is through the middle of this if you zoom in with the map. What are you guys doing in here?
I wanna stroll on over to Fedor's office over here, I think.
I
Yeah.
want to look at the hat.
I don't know what we're doing here, so I'm gonna actually wait by the woman. Because
Hiding by the door. I'm not being social
Hey.
today.
I want
no,
to
I
go up
can't talk to
to
her.
Mr. Broken Arm.
Sorry again? Say again?
I want to go up to Mr. Broken Arm.
Yeah, he's just relaxing. He's just keeping his arm up as he's talking with people at the table.
Hey, how long has your arm been broken?
Well, goodness, this thing. He kind of like holds it up a little bit. How long has it been? A few weeks, maybe?
Is it safe to assume that cure wounds would heal the broken arm?
No.
No, it's not a wound.
This is something different. This isn't just a simple mortal wound.
Oh. Wait, how did you get this wound?
We were doing a little bit of a digging in some sites nearby. Had a little run-in with the cult. One or two spells were cast, and I was hit in the arm, and it's not been quite the same.
Could I get an idea of what could be done to make it heal better?
We've tried our best. We've reached out to a few clerics here in the city. Joanna over there is talented with healing magic, and it's quite of a alien itself.
Oh, if you have a specialist that won't intervene, she probably knows more than me.
I do appreciate the help. What brings you to the ward today?
When you were fighting against the cult, did you run into any what we call oops all hands?
guy just goes comatose, dies.
Rennie. Oh no.
Oh no.
Is that the one that Theodore is yabbering on about
Yeah.
the creature with no eyes and extra sets of arms?
Yeah.
We've had a few people report it to us, but we've not really seen one ourselves. Theodore claims he's had a run-in with one, but I haven't seen him leave the office in days, so...
We've had a run-in about 3 to 4 times already.
Well, I take your word for it, but I've seen no such beast.
Because I think I know a way to... beat them, or at least survive them.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'd take that to Theodore. He's more of the beastery compendium, you know, wanting to know all the little nuances of a new place and its peoples.
Just remember, if you see a weird flesh mound with too many hands, stay quiet.
Oh yeah, don't make a sound. You'll
Keep
probably
that in
die.
mind, thank you.
Ferrari's looking at the witch hat on the table.
I do a little wink and move on.
That witch hat is moving freely around the table.
Can I clock that?
Yeah.
Hello? She says to the hat.
It turns to you and holds up the front of it, and you see little eye stalks come out from underneath.
It's a snail?
Yes. To the players, this is a snail that inhabits this particular hat. If you touch it, it is as hard as a shell.
Bro, I used my speak with animals on the crab.
Well, you won't have to worry. As you say hello, in your mind, it responds with a very... it's a jumble of voices. As it speaks, you're trying to find the correct tone. I don't have a voice effect, but it just... Can I help you, young owlin?
Oh, I didn't realize that you could communicate. Hello. I was just curious. That is a very beautiful hat.
Yes, my shell is quite lovely. What brings you to the ward?
I am here to speak with Theodore. I've spoken with him before. I was just curious.
Well, let me feed your curiosity with an answer. Be careful with that gnome. He's, quite frankly, losing it, would be the correct terminology.
Well, I'm also losing it. I hate... There's so much noise in city life.
It is busy here. I do appreciate the calmness of the ward at times.
I will leave you to your calm. I must go speak with the lad.
Very well. And it begins to sliver across the table. To those at the door, Theodore's door is slightly open, and you hear him inside, yabbering onto the spirit warden behind him.
Ferrari's just gonna walk in.
I was going to say, Jackson just, when he gets to the door, goes in, just, Theodore.
Yes.
Hello, old friend.
Yes.
You were coming to ask a few things. Just a quick, curious question. Would anyone here know any sort of teleportation magics that could get us to Jordan or close to it?
Teleportation. Teleportation, yes. We have resources. Why'd you ask, young adventurer?
Well, we were looking to make our way to Jordan, and we've been told it's quite difficult to get a more conventional way there.
Yes,
so-
I was out this morning speaking with a rather tall cow.
Yes. Rendell is who you're thinking of. correct?
Yes, Rendell the cow. We were discussing news and gossip about the city and its peoples. Yes, it is nearly impossible to get a wagon out of the city, and you're not the first adventurers to come here and ask about the teleportation.
Oh?
Who else have asked? I didn't realize.
Oh,
people
there's
would...
plenty of adventurers like yourselves coming in and out, doing jobs, working for people, doing favors. I sent a couple on a quest today.
Oh.
All right.
And I presume you want teleportation.
That and a few other things I need some insight on.
Well, as you are a friend of the ward and you've done me various jobs, I can help you get to Jordan in a reasonable time. Any of you familiar with teleportation magic?
Absolutely not.
I've heard only stories.
Well, this will be fun. You have questions for me, young halfling?
It's a mix of the teleportation, but also, what are you calling the beast with all hands? Because it seems like our group has our own little phrase. For
And what
them.
is your little group title
Oops,
for such?
all hands.
Oops, all that is clever. I do have to. That is quite clever.
I think I found a way to at least survive the encounters, but I need something of a more magical variety.
Well, I do have a name for this beast, but it's more of a to be decided title. It is the fusing of two bodies, so I just call it duality.
I like that.
I think I'm gonna
really-
continue to call it "Oops All Hands" personally.
It's fun air.
It is more of a colloquial name. But it is a curious creature, very curious.
It like Jackson kind of speaks up and he goes, "It may be connected to gods or divinity."
Yes, Joanna in the other room, the young cleric that is studying with us, she's convinced it is some form of punishment handed down by gods to those who would commit, I guess sacrilege would be the only word.
Well,
We have received verbal confirmation from weird voices in our heads that that is indeed the case.
Dear, my line of work, voices in our heads is just the meaning of the day. I do have to tell you, don't engage this creature. This is not something to be trifled with, or I've heard horrific stories of this creature's prowess.
we are well aware. We've encountered them multiple times.
When I was communicating with a local group of pixies, they informed me of this beast and showed me its capabilities. It's impressive but frightening, and I'm not one to be frightened quickly.
The good news is that if you get two of them in a room together and just stay really quiet, they'll kill each other. So
You see, he begins to write down notes as you speak now.
I think a good way to fight them would be either throwing noise or even.
Well, I have
causing them to
conducted
be
several
deafened?
tests on these creatures. We've used various spells and means of creating noise or eliminating thereof noise. But
Yeah.
no matter the environment, this creature seems to rapidly adapt if it's exposed to something it shouldn't.
Huh.
As
That's
if
good to
this
know.
is if this is a form of punishment, it is perpetual and unbreaking, as if someone is trying to help you in this form. Your body rejects the help and begins to rapidly change, so you are kept within your prison cell, if that makes sense.
Would you know any ways that we could beat them?
I would only recommend steering far and clear from these creatures.
Because they're very fast.
Incredibly so, and I only have these little legs as he kicks his feet on the box. I don't have a lot of speed in my older years.
And I have the same problem.
Yeah, it's difficult being short. It really is, but I
You
make
got
up
these
for
tall
it with
folk over here, and there's us.
always
Can't relate.
always too high to the ceiling. I don't know how they do it.
it's difficult being a bird with a lack of flight, but you don't see me whining about it.
Oh dear, I do have to tell you, when you walk through the door, you are radiating infernal.
Huh?
I keep a little a sensor, if you will, a more easier way to describe it, within the ward to see the magics brought in and around, so I'm easily able to identify them and inform. But you, my dear, you if you're carrying something, or you yourself, you are radiating the infernal. It's almost like if you're a door.
Oh.
What?
Oh.
The only thing I have on me is this pocket watch.
No, that's Faye, dear. That's not infernal.
What? She's gonna like pat all over herself.
And it clicks. From the sacrifice and your feathers turning colours, something about you has changed.
Excuse me, and she's going to leave.
Of course. But teleportation, to the rest of you, you've never done it? You've never had this experience?
Unfortunately not.
Well,
Yeah, I don't have
it
any
will
magic.
cost you, as it is, the components required for such a spell are expensive, and the ward has fallen on troubled times.
Oh, how much?
For
is
the
it per
trip,
person?
it will cost you all 125 gold in total. Not each, but total.
I think we could divvy that up between us.
But if you do have in possession raw gemstones like diamonds or rubies or things like that, I will also take that as currency, as they can be used for various spells, you see. Diamonds especially.
Unfortunately,
have
I
a
don't have
ruby.
any of those.
Well, if you want to gather your friends and head upstairs, there is a room indicated with a like a brown sigil. Head in that side there, and our associates there will get you to Jordan in due time.
Also, does your guild recruit people?
All the time. A talented wizard, a scholar, or even clerics we bring into the fold.
Because I'm a cleric with a magical bloodline.
Mm.
And,
What kind?
a more divine bloodline?
I do have a sense that you're not as. Do forgive me. I just thought you were just simply a cleric, my dear boy. I didn't know you were a sorcerer, if you will.
Yeah. And I have a mark. You could say a mark of hospitality.
Mark of hospitality. How far are you from home?
Very far.
That would explain the lack of sorcery with you, dear boy.
Wait, what do you mean?
In my experience, those who are more tied to the hospitality, your bloodline, the more home-bodied, protector, yada yada. The longer you spend away from home, your magic wanes and is weaker. The further you are, and the longer you spend away, almost as if you have to go back home to recharge, if that makes sense.
How much longer do you think I have?
Give me your hand.
A hand. Give out my hand.
Your hand still dwarfs Theodore's. He's very much a classic gnome. He is tiny. And he takes your hand and closes it into a fist and turns it over, examines your knuckles, looks you up your arm to your face, and looks back down, and taps your hand a few times. I'd give it a couple of weeks before you'd have to head home to recharge fully.
Goodberry looks at the group when he hears that.
Jackson sort of shrugs and he goes, I mean, what is that necessarily going to do if you don't?
Nothing dangerous. Just you would lose more of the connection to where your source comes from. Now, there are ways we can work around this if you do wish to intend to keep your magical interests. That's how I will put it.
I'd want to keep it just because, this group, I kind of take care of it.
How are you with reading?
I'd say I'm an intelligent.
Would you say you have time to dedicate to studying and learning magic in a more scholarly way?
I mean, we're on the road a lot, especially since for a while we don't really have
You
a
have
way.
done good by the ward, so I will do good by you, my friend. And he reaches into the chest behind him and begins pulling out various scrolls, a little backpack, some equipment, and places it and hands it over to you once he's collected it all. Now, give it some time. Well, if you feel your magic slipping or waning, go through these and study these pages, and I'm sure with time you will be able to tap into a different source away from home.
Oh, I appreciate that. And is
course.
there anything I could do for you?
Honestly, if you can bring me magical items that you're not interested in, or if you could... I have a friend within the city. He's a sort of an adventurer like yourselves. Slightly tall, obviously. Anything is what he's taller than me. He is a half-drow fellow. Almost purple in the skin. Calls himself after an animal. Silly. Elktrin. Yeah, I think he's off with a party at the moment, a Goliath and a Satyr and a Tabaxi. They came in not too long ago. One of the reasons why our teleportation is the way it is now. If you could find him and bring him here, I would appreciate it.
Okay.
I'm sure we could.
Obviously, not a prisoner. Just tell him Theodore needs help.
Okay.
I'm sure we could pass the word along if we find him. Yes.
I do appreciate that. Now, if you have no other questions, I will quickly have to hurry you out as I have a few things to go over that would require less living things being in the room.
Who do we give the payment to for the teleportation? Do we give it to you or?
My associates upstairs will handle the gold.
Okay.
One last
Also, tell your owl friend that her mimics are hungry.
We
will do.
Totally tell her that.
Did she left, right?
Yes, Rory stepped out.
She's just standing in the main room.
Yeah, Sparky is definitely chilling right beside her.
I look over at Jackson. Should we tell him about what happened in the cave?
I feel like if she wanted to tell, she would tell.
Okay.
Well, friends, and good luck with whatever you're doing in Jordan.
Thanks, boss.
Okay. Now, all of you heading out, are you guys regrouping and heading up, or anywhere else you'd like to go in the meantime?
Tell Ferrari to feed her children.
Yeah, Jackson will immediately come over. Ferrari?
Yes.
When's the last time you gave any food to your coins?
Well, I gave them some fish earlier.
Because Theodore says they're hungry.
Oh, she takes out the lobster and just puts the whole thing in the bag.
Beautiful.
That'll probably do. We're gonna
Anyway.
get everyone together. Do you have any other business within the city you need taken care of?
I
Wait.
think it would be best to get me out of here if I am a portal, as he said.
Sorry, just
hey,
downstairs.
hey, Velvet.
Wait, where is Velvet?
I'm all the way over here.
Looks around.
Velvita.
You shouting that in the Major's ward?
I'm using a message.
Ah.
And it does a little wraparound if it does. Which is within 100.
Okay, so like
You hear it in your mind.
yeah.
Didn't you last time we were here? Didn't you have business for You hear a pause and then start running out of words. Didn't you want a gun last time you were here?
That's why I'm over here.
But
Yeah, the last time she just to clear it up, that one there was already made, but the Kenku did offer to make one for her.
oh, okay.
Awkward because she didn't want me to tell a secret or something. I don't
What
know.
was the cost of it?
Yes. How much was the cost, Benny?
There wasn't really a price tag. It was more or less come back later, and I will have something settled.
Well, in that case, I'm gonna start going to the staircase.
I'm here. It's later. Tap tap shoulder.
She
You can
turns.
talk to her.
It turns in like, yes, oh, it's you.
Yes. Hello.
As promised, I have something prepared for you.
Splendid.
Now, do be careful with this. It's not a toy. I know you adventurers like to break magical items and use them as if they were throwaway gifts, but this is I put a lot of time, a lot of energy into making this, and I would appreciate if you didn't break it.
Do I hear this?
She's speaking aloud.
Jackson just looks visibly like offended. He's
You
not
see from
saying
the
anything, but he
shelf,
looks offended.
all of you see her produce what can only be described as a lever action, but it is beautifully arcane. The brass is, if you look at the table, pretty much this, but more of a lever action. A crystal is lodged within a basket of metal. The wood is almost growing to the crystal. It is decorated, it is pretty, it is lined with runes, and she hands it over to Velvet.
I will take it very carefully.
If it does break, can I cast mending to fix it, or does it need more intricate?
I'm sure that your magic will fix this this weapon. Now, and she reaches into a pouch on her side and hands you 10 crystals. This is what you will need to load the weapon. I can make you more, and I'm sure if you have magically inclined individuals that you can concentrate some magic into some gemstones that you can shape into bullets. But please, again, don't break it. She sees she's very hesitant to, like, she's handed it to you but hasn't let it go yet.
Yes, I'm not. I wasn't planning on breaking it.
Oh, please. Oh.
I promise.
She lets go reluctantly. Right. Thank you for not, yabbing and telling. But again, please be careful. Please.
Yes, I'm going to.
Now, I think this is on the homebrew page because we'll use one of the original. That's an arcane printed lever action.
Hey, yo, back to the classics. Back with the classics.
And you'll have to read all the information on there. What's up, Michael?
When I see it, I'm gonna look at her and Velvet. Oh, cool, got a new back scratcher. I do a little wink.
Just a single tear rolls down her cheek.
Is it arcane printed lever action?
That's
yes?
the one.
Cool.
Cool. I will say the crystals have been handed are all lightning. So when you read the stats on there, that'll make sense to you.
What do I do for ammo? What's it called?
Just put bullets in your inventory and have 10. There isn't any homebrew. All the information's on the weapon itself.
What kind of bullets does the fucking hunt?
Put some.
Just any. And you could put bolts. You could use arrows, as long as you just keep track that you have 10 of them.
Just pick one. Pick one that's not arrows you already use.
I guess. I guess I just do modern bullets, or
Yeah, modern bullets will work.
okay. And you said 10?
Yes, you have been given 10. Just see fucking Cassidy climbing the staircase.
I'm old. I have short legs.
Veraria would like to linger after the rest of our party has gone off so she can talk to the lady.
Damn, we're both. I was also lingering.
I'm just chilling, waiting for everyone.
So
Do I
everyone's
kinda,
lingering.
I was like, can I notice that neither of them are moving?
Yeah, you see Cassidy's already gone. He was little feet climbing up this wooden staircase.
He just looks at them. The price for teleportation is 125. I hope you two settle out how much each of you are paying while you are lingering down here.
I'll pay a fair portion.
And Jackson will. I imagine very quickly catch up with Cassidy.
Cassidy is like 1 foot, 2 foot. Next step, 1 foot, 2 step.
Yeah, like quite quickly. I feel like it's the same sound for Sparky. Sparky is taking his little time getting up the stairs.
She looks to both of you as she sees that you are lingering. What is it?
Varari is going to pluck a feather from herself, hand it to the lady, and say, I trust that you will become more comfortable. And then she walks away.
She's like, you hear her. It's not a nasty remark, but it's more of like a quick little snippet. I didn't know we could preen here. What is
Yeah.
it, cat? What?
What would you define as magically inclined?
Those who have innate spellcasting or wizards with their scholarships, you know. I imagine having to read.
Hmm. So, not, let's say, a warlock, then.
I haven't deviled. I haven't dabbled in that myself. But I'm sure if you find a powerful enough warlock that they could produce something for you.
I'll keep that in mind.
Now go before I take that back.
Okay. Thank you again.
Yes. And she turns and gets back to working on the machine.
Thanks.
Now, all of you are heading up to the teleportation room. I don't have a room for it, but I will move to the Jordan map, and we'll take our first break here. And you guys go get some water, you know, get cozy,
All right.
and then we'll catch back up.
So real quick, well, how much are we paying?
Other folks, we do hope you're enjoying the episode thus far, and if you are, please consider hitting the like and subscribe button. It helps much more than you know. Thank you.
You head upstairs into the Major's ward, hand over your gold, and tell the individuals there your destination, which is Jordan. They quickly glance over at a map, speak amongst themselves for a second, and tell you to all stand within the circle.
Do we hold hands?
You can if you want to.
Where I will hold hands with you.
As the spell starts, you all feel your stomach turn for a second. Or none of you have experienced teleportation before. And as quickly as the panic starts to settle in, everything around you goes black. Silent. You don't see each other. You don't feel each other. You can barely even hear your own heartbeat before you're snapped into the brightest light that's ever been upon you, and you see yourselves stood outside the gates of Jordan, your heart racing, your stomach's turning, and all of you need to roll me a Constitution saving throw.
Oh no. My worst save.
Oh,
Oh,
18. Does Sparky need to roll as well?
Everyone.
Nat 20.
18 plus 2, 20.
I
I
got
rolled
a
an
nat.
18 plus 2 as well. Dirty
Don't
I
do
got-
20.
18.
I also rolled an 8. Let me roll for Sparky. Oh no! That's a 6!
All of you are fine. You gather yourselves, but you quickly hear what can only be described as a dog throwing up as Sparky throws up whatever was in his stomach.
Aw.
Crab.
Oh, poor boy.
Not the crowd.
And you guys are at the gates of Jordan, and the feeling here in the air is nothing short of uncomfortable. It is quiet. The guards are on high alert. You see the gates are sealed, and as you appear, their weapons are drawn, and they call down to you. State your business, travelers.
Whoa. We're adventurers. We were told something was going on here. We were sent to investigate.
By whose
Rendell's
orders?
sent us. Rendell.
You see they whisper amongst themselves atop the walls here before the gates slowly open.
Did they not recognize us?
We also did a full outfit change and take over before we
Not
came back.
full. Well, not me anyway. I just put on a full cape.
I just rolled a
We're
really
not
big number. Okay. You guys enter inside. You see a lot less people here now. From what before was about 40, 50, maybe 60 people, is down to about 30. Some homes are empty and abandoned. You see the major building in at the very top where the inn is where a lot of people have been congregating. Guards are still patrolling heavily, constantly. You see a few adventurers that have been sent ahead of time are here investigating, and you're free to move around and speak to and go to wherever you wish.
Where was the elder?
He
where
was
was he?
in, I think it was this area.
I thought it was.
Well, either way, I was gonna say I want to go find the elder.
You head to the elder's home, usually expecting him outside, but you see nothing but an empty chair.
Oh no.
Jackson will kind of like stand kind of near the front and go, hello, is anyone here?
A guard who's quite close by hears and goes, "Who are you calling for?"
He kind of turns. We were looking to speak to the elder here. Is
He was
not
taken
home?
in the first wave of people going missing.
Oh, sorry to cause a fuss then.
If you're
Is
looking
there
for someone who's
someone-
in charge, and head to the inn. There's a fella there that's kind of taken the initiative.
Will do. Thank you.
What's his name?
I don't ask questions. You see the guard, he's very just tired. You see he's clearly not been sleeping well, and he heads off as he gets back on patrol.
I'm going to cast Goodberry,
Okay.
and I'm gonna hand him 2 before he walks off.
He'll take them and slide one into his pouch as he eats one of them and heads off.
And to the inn we go, I guess.
You head inside. You see people here are drinking and speaking. It's a little bit more lively here, and the person that was taking charge you quickly see is the bare-skinned individual.
Our dude?
Mm-hmm.
Can I?
I'm gonna run
I
over to him.
make. Wasn't he one of the dudes taken?
That's what they said in the fucking cave anyway.
Can I make a perception check to see if I spot anything off
I
about him?
also
Yeah.
want to perceive.
Yeah, of course you
That is a 23.
can. Okay.
That is a 24. 19
Jesus.
plus 5.
Okay. You guys remember that he was spotted, taken, and a prisoner within the encampment that you investigated. You do spot his arms are cut and wounded, some are bandaged. He seems to be wearing an eye patch over one eye. He's got a large cut going from his chin up to his cheek, almost to his scalp. He sees you rather quickly and waves you all down. He's still wearing his bare skin, but rolled up his sleeves as he's helping some children play what seems to be like a fantasy Twister.
Alright. Yeah, I'll quickly kind of like jog over and be like, well, wasn't expecting to see you here, to be honest.
I'm so happy you're okay.
I wasn't expecting to see you all alive. Oh, gods be damned.
Yeah, we
what
heard
happened?
you were taken.
Yeah.
I presume you're coming from Saul?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, it's been pretty rough since you all left. I have to be honest. It started off people being taken. I went to go investigate. I got grabbed. When I was grabbed, the guard were pretty much doomed with the numbers. I got taken to an encampment. They did all of this to me. Some fuss happened. One of the leaders of the group went missing. creatures with arms attacked a part of the camp. It was a bloodbath, I'll be honest.
One of the leaders went missing, you say. What do you know what he would have been? The description?
When I was being hauled off in a wagon, it seemed to be a hobgoblin.
We may have played a part in that.
I had a feeling you all did.
Well, it's nice to see you either way.
It's good to be alive. I do miss my eye, though, I'll be honest.
I have a feeling we might find a way to get it back.
Well, what brings you all to Jordan? I thought you were all done business here last time I saw you.
Well, yeah, seems the cult brings us back once again.
Well, if you've noticed, a good portion of people are missing. Unfortunately, I know where most of them have gone, and I know what's happened to most of them. The cult's been quiet, though. I heard word of something happening in Seoul. The cult sort of divided here once something happened. Was it something with one of their leadership over there?
Captain Thorn, the leader of Seoul, was with them, and we killed her.
That'd explain them being a little bit more confused on the roads. But yeah, we're missing a lot of people. People are hungry. People are tired. People are trying to get back to Seoul, but we're getting more and more visitors here every day. People don't trust anybody. I'm not at full strength, and the ones that are tired. It's difficult. It's difficult.
Maybe we could spend a few days here and try to help everyone get back on their feet.
I know they'd appreciate it. Morale's pretty low. He stands up and like walks you all over to an area and sits down away from the children. You know, some of them are missing parents. We had a young infant brought here from Seoul. That's been tended to at the moment.
I look over at Trinket.
We actually were questioning about that. We would have returned sooner had things not gone downhill in Seoul.
Yeah, she was brought in a while ago now. She was taken in by an elderly woman here in town. People here know her. I don't spend too much time here, but apparently she's well known here. Takes in a lot of people. If you want to head down by the pumpkin patch, it's one of those houses over there. I'm not sure which one. If you want to go make it a visit, I'm not sure.
Yeah, we'll do that then. But so things have been quiet up here. Nothing at all, or?
There's an odd sighting of the cult. The ones across the river, especially, they've been a lot more seclusive. Either way, they've been quiet. Their door has been locked and sealed. We see them on the walls now and again. We did hear a big, almost an explosion a few nights ago from over there.
They might be planning something. Usually they don't go quiet until they're almost prepared. At least that's my experience with things like this.
Well, it's good to see you all again. I know last time we met in much better health, but it's good to see you all, even with one eye.
Yeah, it's good to see you. Nice to know we have at least one friendly face around here.
Well, I won't keep you any longer. I'm here most days, or I'm down speaking with the guard. If you guys need lodging, there's plenty of open beds here. There's homes here that have been abandoned. There's a kitchen, full supplies. We get food grown here, and deliveries still make it from Seoul, thank goodness.
All right, we'll do what we can to help.
How did you all get here, by the way? I haven't heard anyone riding in. The horn didn't go off.
Teleportation.
I guess you do have everything in Seoul, huh?
Barely, if you could call it that, but yes.
We have friends.
Friends in high places. Then he goes back to helping the children play their game.
So there's 30 people here, right?
About.
I look at the rest of the group. I mean, I could start making. Does that include guards?
Yes.
But that's
I could start making like berries for the town to like keep everyone fed. But like if there's a fight, obviously I'll be kind of weak.
Yeah.
I could do that every day until we get something going on.
There were adventurers here, right, Rennie?
Yes.
I will. I do want to check in on that infant, but afterwards, I'll gather what adventurers are here. See if I can form a temporary band here to supplement what little guards there are. These guards are tired and they won't be well effective if something does happen.
So I presume you guys are heading on over to the infant. If anyone else heading anywhere else, or you're all sticking together?
I'm going to the infant.
Let's all go to the baby.
It's all good to baby.
Okay. Velvet?
yeah. I'm going with them.
So all of you head on over to the little cottage where your little... We'll say your little fella. I was going to give it a look name, but there's no appropriate nicknames. And you see a slightly older woman, probably around in her 70s, rocking in a little chair with the baby in arm. She doesn't recognize you, but she does see you walking towards her.
Jackson sort of just does a little wave and goes, "Hello, ma'am."
She looks up and picks up a pair of glasses that are around her neck as she puts them onto her eyes. Come closer.
Jackson will like slowly go forward, with Sparky right next to him.
Oh, hello, dear. Welcome to Jordan. What brings you to my little cottage?
Well, we were just doing a little check-in. We actually had helped that infant before. We were just.
Oh, so
checking in
you're
on-
the adventurers? Yes, I've heard a little bit about your little escapades.
Yeah, you can definitely call him that, I guess.
Goodness, this little one has seen quite a lot already, and she's barely even conscious. Bless her.
Ferrari's gonna approach and look at the child with a tilted head.
It's fast asleep, wrapped up, very warm, very cozy. Clearly being well fed. She's put on a little bit of weight. Where are we? You're close to the lady right now, aren't you?
Yeah.
Roll me a perception check.
Oh no.
Could I roll as well? I'd be pretty close.
That's good.
That's gonna be a dirty 20.
Perception.
That's a 15 for me.
Dirty 20.
I'm gonna roll something real fast. Okay. You all approach and get nice, cooey with the Charlie. The old lady's encouraging you along. You don't notice anything. You know, everything seems above board. The little girl's healthy, happy, and the lady looks at you all. And what brings you back to Jordan?
Well, we had heard things have gotten bad here, but I think it's been far worse than we expected. We're hoping to help get the place back up on its feet.
It has been rather difficult, but this isn't the first rodeo this town's had. You know, some have been talking about silly curses. You know, I think bad things just happen. You know. Well,
Yes, unfortunately.
if you wish to check in, I live right here. I presume you would like to keep up to date with the little one.
Yes.
We have reached out to try and find her parents. Fortunately, they haven't yet responded. I do happen to have a little note. I think it's from Duragar is his name. Duragar.
Yeah.
He sent this note and a little supply bundle for the little one, and said a Jackson, and Viriri and Jackson.
Yeah. Ferrari, it's Ferrari.
Ferrari, not very sorry. Difficult in my old age to read names, dear. You have she pulls the note from a little notebook that she has next to her. Express interest in young ones' well-being.
Yes.
Are you the parents? She doesn't
No,
have feathers.
Not the parents, but well, I wasn't there when we found her, but I have a very soft spot for the well-being of children. The children in Seoul have even nicknamed me Big Sister, so...
Ah, I see. And you're not the father, young Jackson?
No, just... I believe every child should have a chance to have loving parents, that's all.
Very sweet of you. And are these your compatriots?
Yes, this is Velvet and Cassinity.
She clocks Cass. She's clearly got cataracts and is wearing glasses. And goes, you have a small boy? Would you like a treat, little boy?
Even with my big old beard.
I have a sucker and sweet candies made in town. Would you like one, little boy?
I don't want to ruin my appetite for later, but I appreciate it.
Oh, he must be spoiled. You must spoil him, Jackson.
That is not my child. It just says
Take this, and she pulls out a quite large lollipop and give it to him when he gets fussy.
I'm
Jackson,
always fussy.
Jackson doesn't fight it at this point. He just takes it and sort of tucks it away.
And I see you have a little kitty. Come here, puss. Pss, 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 pss.
I mean, I appreciate the gesture.
Come here, puss. Pss, 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 pss. Is she shy?
He's very shy, yes.
Hey.
And she throws treats onto the ground. Get puss, go puss.
Before anyone gets a chance to react, Sparky is on them.
And listen, you have a collection. I will keep you all informed if you're in Jordan. Do I have a way to contact any of you?
Well, we'll be in town for a few days at least, so just...
Can Ferrari try and find a way?
You know, there's lots of magical means, but probably letters would probably be the best.
I guess we'll just do letters. If you want to reach us, send letters out to Seoul. Address them to the captain.
Of course. Well, here is this letter. Take this to Durr. No, not Durr. What was the name on the letter? A Thorn. Yes.
She passed away. I'm sorry.
Oh, good heavens! She had expressed interest in the little girl here. Does she have friends or family that I could give this letter to?
Give it to Durr. Give it to Durr,
Yeah.
the new captain.
Are you heading to Seoul at any time soon?
We just came from there.
Well,
We
could
can
I-
always head back at some point, though.
Could I give you the letter and you could take it there for me? It's difficult to send letters these days with not a lot of people around.
I'll hold on to it. And
Thank-
this is
thank you.
for...
Are you sure you don't want a sucker?
Take one.
Yeah, I think my friend Ferrari would love one.
Well, anything for a little birdie. Here you go, dear.
She's gonna take it and start like.
What's your
She's
name
just
again?
gonna stick it in her beak. She's gonna in her beak.
As you see this candy, it is clearly homemade, but very, very, very nicely. It is as homemade as it gets, but someone with years and years of experience making treats. Elegant.
Well, now I feel bad for eating it.
It's got a few designs on it. Some you don't recognize. You haven't seen them in the bakeries or anything. But anyone else is looking at that, you can roll me a history check.
I will definitely try. This
I
lady
will
is
hit
sending some vibes. That is a
15.
16
14.
from me.
Okay, I'm gonna roll something real quick.
Like we're all
14,
rolling
15,
around the
16.
same.
Yeah, somehow.
None of you really recognize these designs, but it's very nice. Very, very, very well made little candy here.
Varari's gonna stick it in her beak.
Now, I'm going to have this little one inside. I'm going to put her down for a little afternoon kip. If you need anything, my name is... She clears her throat for a second, pushes up her glasses. Glasses?
Flappers.
You can call me Doris.
It's nice to
Thank
meet
you,
you, Doris.
A pleasure. As she gets down from her stool, this is clearly a halfling woman.
Come on.
And
Really?
she
Just
heads
say me.
inside. Yep, she's a little bit older than you.
By golly.
She heads
My
inside.
golly.
Now, you guys are free to do whatever you wish. You can have a letter, you can walk around. It's up to you.
She was nice. I
Very
kinda
you
liked
look
her.
at the letter?
Interesting.
What do you mean?
Well, this letter was meant for Thorn, who was quite, the character as we know. I'm just
Why do you want to read it? Actually. Showed
they were interested in the kid for some reason or another, which is concerning at best.
Hey, Vel.
Huh?
Hypothetically, would you know how to open a letter without anyone knowing?
Do you think Dur will care if we open the letter?
Meant for someone we know was bad.
But
But
what are we asking me or?
to answer your question, to answer that for you, Velvet, you would very clearly know how to open a letter without and reseal it without anybody knowing any better. You stole quite a fair few letters meant for people.
But like,
So, I
Yeah,
want the
they're-
rest of the group. I feel like Dur would want us to see it, because I doubt it's any information that would be that, like hidden, especially since it's from a lady named Doris.
Well, it's better to be safe than sorry.
So you guys
I'm
open
gonna-
the letter?
I'm
Sexually
gonna-
handed to Velvet.
If it's a check, I'm gonna give guidance.
Velich, you must open the letter.
Sleight of
Yeah.
hand.
So, oh, easy.
And you
Observe.
have guidance, so
Nat 20.
you don't need it. You don't need it.
It's as if that letter was already open, how quickly she opens it and folds it out. All of you leaning over
Read it.
her shoulders to read it. And it is absolutely indecipherable nonsense.
That is no language I know how to read.
Does it look
I
like
know deep speech.
No, it's not a language. You don't see any form of language. It is just unintelligible garbage.
Old lady scribble.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. No, wait. Okay, no, I as a player know what this might be, but Velvet has no fucking clue.
Anyone who's No, Velvet, you would. You would know what that was.
Would I?
You've been sneaky and had to use this once or twice, or get someone to do it for you. You know what
Is
that
it
is.
Thief Cant?
No. It's a particular thing that's been done to it. I will send.
Cipher.
I will DM
Oh,
it. To
I
you.
know what it is, but
Jackson doesn't.
Jackson does not. Yes.
There you go.
Yeah, I think the baby is very unsafe.
I'm getting those vibes.
Well, we can't say anything yet.
It was the. I was completely correct in what I thought it was, and Velvet does know what it is. How would she?
You seem like you're onto something, Velvet. What's up?
I'm guessing illusory script is unreversible when it ends.
Well, it's a. Are you talking of a spell? Or are you thinking
Yeah.
a spell is affecting this?
Yes, I've seen it before.
Well, spells usually have a duration, sometimes. But some spellcasters, I specifically know of spellcasters able to dispel magical effects. I cannot, but I mean,
Open sesame.
So she knows magic?
Me?
No.
Or her? I don't
Yours?
remember.
I don't
Either-
like the old lady.
well,
I don't.
Apparently.
let's not make a fuss here. Let's keep an eye on her for a few days while we're helping this place out. Then we can figure out what to do afterwards.
What does the script say?
We don't know.
Yeah.
It's unintelligible. It's like doesn't do a script.
I'll
Ferrari?
give you the details, Vel, so you know the requisite, so you can inform your friends.
10 days, you say? Oh. And
Okay.
I know all of those things?
Yep.
Okay, we need to find someone or something with true sight. Interesting.
Have dark vision.
I don't think that counts.
Oh.
Well, look, let's tuck the letter away for now and back to it.
True sight?
Yes.
What would give true or what? What is true sight?
You see through spells.
Yeah, it allows you to see through anything, any illusion, and see what is truly there. Very rarely do individuals have even an inkling of an ability to be able to use something like that. I've only heard of very powerful individuals and creatures having it. But
Please ask Oops All Hands.
I.
And the god says from the heavens, he doesn't have eyes.
well, like I said,
Who
let's
the
pull
fuck
plug
are
on it for
you?
now.
Why are you talking to me as if you're from above me? I hate you.
Do we know if there's any magical people in this area?
Probably not.
Okay.
Other than our friend, the hunter dude. But even then, that's a maybe. I haven't seen him use magic, but
I think we did. Didn't he do that weird tree thing?
I might have been unconscious at the time.
Ferrari's gonna roll up one of her sleeves to see how her feathers are doing because she's worried.
It's beginning to spread. Your whole lower arm is almost completely red.
Guys, it's getting worse.
I want to go over and inspect the feathers and stuff and see if I could find out a way to either slow or halt whatever's going on.
You're seeing as it's spreading up her arm, it's not consuming her arm, it's following a track. And if you follow that track, it's the veins of the body which lead to her heart.
Oh.
Okay, can I still try to figure a way to stop it?
Are you familiar with the Infernal?
Probably not.
Then I would say you wouldn't really know what to do just looking at this yourself.
This isn't... He, like, stops himself from what he's about to say. He goes, I would imagine we need to speak with either a very powerful cleric or someone... I can tell this is infernal of some sort, as we all know, but...
John Beef.
Very specifics.
Rennie,
Mm-hmm.
since John Beef is my patron, can I just communicate with him from a distance?
You could certainly send almost like a prayer to him to see if he would answer.
Would I know how to do that without making it obvious?
Yeah, you could discreetly take a moment and send a message to Mr. Beef.
Okay, I wanna do that. Try to send him a message with the details of what the fuck's going on with her.
Yeah. You send out this message to John Beef, and you hear a very distant, almost like an infernal meow in response. And all you get after that is 3 days' time.
No.
Actually, I'll do the voice for you.
3 days' time.
Yes, the John Beef instead of the John Beef has returned.
Jean Beef.
Ah, yes, French John Beef.
John Beef?
Jean Beef. Oui, oui.
Now, where would you guys like to
Jean
move around in good old Jordan?
Velvet, what did he respond with?
I mean, would you know that? She wouldn't know, would you?
No, Velvet just took a moment to like to just look at the ground.
Yeah.
This ground is ground.
Velvet,
Yeah.
Velvet, do you have any way to help me?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. Guys, I think I'm dying.
No, we'll figure it out. It's not gonna come to that.
Please don't die.
Wow, that's such a help. It's really helping the situation right now.
I feel like me indulging in that ritual was a really bad idea, and I'm experiencing the hubris of that at this moment.
I mean,
Wow,
Jackson,
really?
she did kill someone.
We've all killed people.
Yeah, but like, not prisoners.
How about we
Usually.
keep our voices down? Because the person's probably from here.
Well, listen. We'll figure it out. But just saying, oh, it'll be alright, isn't gonna help us right now. Let's at least try to do something. I'm gonna speak with the adventurers here, see if we can get some sort of thing going, and see if anyone here might have any information that we can use. Maybe if we find even a previous location where these people have been, we can try to figure out what's going on and see if there's a way to help this.
I will say, as you're saying this and formulating this plan, some time passes and you all head out in your respective areas. Jackson, you rally some of the adventurers that are just arriving and ones that are still here, and you reinforce the guard garrison here, allowing some of the guards to take some much needed rest. Cass, you head back to the inn and start preparing food. You go back to a fully stocked kitchen, a kitchen with all the appliances you need to make a really good meal. And you essentially set up a soup kitchen for those here. Some haven't eaten properly in a good few days. You've prepared a very hearty stew and fresh meals. Velvet, you put your ear to the ground and you've spread out through the city, asking questions of gossip, trying to find some fellow thieves in the area that might be able to get some trade routes set up and moving. And Ferrari, you take some time to wander the woods, collect your thoughts, take in nature for a little while without the hustle and bustle of civilized life. And you take some respite beneath a very decently sized oak tree, all of its leaves fully grown and beautiful, and you relax. And I'd like you to roll me a d20.
I rolled a 3.
A 3. Okay. Let me roll something real quick. You remove parts of your armor to reveal your arms and take a good look at your feathers, which are slowly changing color heading up your arm. You see as you're watching, it's still slowly moving up one of your feathers. And you kind of push them to the side to have a look at the skin beneath the feathers. And you see what can only be described as runes that are laying against your skin around the bottom of where the feather grows from the skin. Runes you don't really recognize. Some symbols you recognize from the cultists themselves. And the more you focus on it, the more this energy within yourself is growing. It seems that the more attention you give to it, the more prevalent it is within your body. What would you like to do?
She would like to put her armor back on, and she would like to focus on anything but that.
Alright, roll me a flat d20.
That's gonna be a 5.
You find it difficult to shut it out of your head. You're hearing the cultist voices in your head from the memory of Malgoth be praised, and you hear yourself chanting the ritual and watching that poor individual be sacrificed to a infernal being you know very little about. Roll me another natural. Roll me a normal d20.
Roll the
Natural
natural 20.
Got it. That's gonna be a 16.
16. Let me roll something on my side. Okay. With a 16, you're still hearing Malgoth be praised. You're trying to shut it out. You're thinking of everything but that, but it's just lingering in your mind for just too long before it all goes quiet. All you hear is the birds in the trees, the wind in the air, and you see a shadowy figure stood just about 10 feet away from you, towering over you.
She will brandish her weapon.
The figure looks down to you, down to the weapon, and just stares for a moment.
What are you?
The shadowy figure looks like thick black smoke in the shape of a humanoid figure, but you start to pick out small details even in the wispy smoke, horns, long hair, and as the more you focus on it, the more details you give it,
Smash.
the more this figure becomes solid and real and not just smoke.
He's becoming solid.
Smash. Smash.
Before you appears a tall, slender figure with obsidian black skin. From head to toe, his body is covered in runes that glow a deep infernal red. You see his eyes from the pitch black obsidian skin as they glow with a malevolent flame. And you see as he stretches, as he's getting used to no longer being smoke, long shadowy wings extend from his back.
I again ask, who are you?
He looks back to you and holds out his hand to an empty space which a spear seemingly forms from smoke. The spear shifts into almost a staff, which then shapes into two serpents that are always twisting around each other as he looks down to you and just simply says, Malgoth.
Oh no. Oh no.
Ferrari's gonna get up and start running.
Ah yes, thinking of anything other than him. He just arrives.
As he stands, as you stand and you begin running, you look over your shoulder and that figure again turns to smoke and hits the ground as if it was never really there. And all you keep seeing in your mind's eye is his face as you're running back to the city.
It's just a hallucination. It's just a hallucination. It's just a hallucination. I've been out too long. Who knows? Maybe I got hit with some weird plant. It's just a hallucination. It's fine. She's repeating this to herself as she runs.
As you run, I need you to make me a history check.
Yeah, it's gonna be a natural 20.
Okay. You don't let panic overcome you. You allow yourself to be calm, to be collective, and you remember the way back to the town. You see the walls in the distance, the river running, and every time you look over your shoulder, you swear you could just see the glimpse of fog, black fog, somewhere behind one of the many trees. I say you head back into the city, and you all regroup within the inn together, having a nice cooked meal provided by Cassinity, as afternoon turns to evening, and the city is blanketed at night, and all the lights and lamps begin to be relit.
Ferrari is unseasonably quiet to the party.
Unseasonable? Excuse me?
Are you okay?
Oh, yeah, I'm fine.
Insight check.
And a
I'm
deception
rolling
check.
against that.
Give me a deception.
I got a.
That's gonna be a 19.
That's a natural 20 for a 23 in total.
You see right through her.
I've been cooking all day. All the heat got to my brain. Okay.
I would say to Ferrari. Jackson like Ferrari can tell Jackson knows something's up. But he simply just turns back and goes, well, guess it's just been a long day, I guess. Ferrari. I was gonna do just one last little lap around the walls, just make sure everything's good. Would you want to join me?
Yes, please.
Just nods.
You kids
Already?
be safe.
Just turns back to Cassidy, and then just like realizes like, yeah, that sentence kind of makes sense. And he just goes, yes, I'm sure we'll try.
As you both stand up, all of you in the party begin to feel rustling in your pockets.
Ferrari is immediately clocking that.
Yeah, I want to check my pockets.
I'm checking.
You reach into the pocket where the rustling originates from, and you feel a letter shaking violently.
Pull it out, open it.
Pulls out letter, yeah.
You all immediately recognize this is the ticket to a very particular festival.
By golly.
By
called
golly.
Witchlight. And the letter has changed very quickly. And as you open it, you all begin to see the ink of the page come to the very front and begin forming letters and pictures and shapes. And it reads, Fairgoers, lovers of Witchlight, the time has come. With the Witchlight Festival begins the next dawn on the first day of, what's the month right now in the world? What did I call it? Of New Light. So it's the next month, on the first day of the next month, Witchlight arrives.
Which is how long from now?
Which one of you in the party would you say has been keeping track of time?
Ferrari.
Jackson for sure, yeah.
I would say Velvet because she's just
So all of you.
naturally like that. I suppose, yeah.
Next month is 3 days away.
Damn.
This wasn't supposed to happen yet. Jackson's kind of
Oh boy.
looking
I mean,
at
I
it.
can keep cooking for people. Like, we shouldn't be that busy in a few days.
Yes, but there's also an entire cult we have to deal with. Rather not go prance about a carnival while an active murder cult is about.
Yeah, that.
Wait, how far is it away from here?
You see the location of where the festival will first take place is Ellie's Vigil.
Oh, we've been meaning to go there to get information, so I mean, we could.
Which one of you took one of those candies from earlier?
I did.
Do you still have it?
Yeah.
One of the designs of the candies looks awfully like one of the flowers that is protruding on this ink.
Ah,
Guys, I think the lady has something to do with Witchlight, because look at this candy.
Jackson's eyes like furrow. He's just like, I knew something was off. I couldn't prove it. But I
She's
knew
part of the
it.
carnival, or is she? Maybe she used to be part of it.
Anyways, we should go do our rounds, because I want to get to bed sooner rather than later.
Yes, let's do that. Kind of turns to the other two. How long do you think you guys are going to be up?
I
Who
mean,
knows?
I just have to clean, but I can do it kind of quickly.
I was just making sure. We'll try to be, quiet when we come back. Guess we're all finding places to stay out in town.
I would love to go sleep in the forest, but I think it's best if I stay close.
I mean, we can camp out here and within the walls. We can start a little camp.
Yeah, let's do that.
Let's
but
start over
we'll-
here.
Sounds good. But me and Ferrari, we're gonna, check the walls one last time, and we'll join you guys then.
Okay. Well, Velvet, do you want to help me clean, or do you want to just get ready for bed? Because I can just use magic to clean up here.
Ferrari is very unhappy.
Also, in the kitchen, do I know there's enough food for like the town like tomorrow? Or...
Oh, there's plenty of food because there's not a lot of people here.
Yeah. Is it
Fair
just
enough.
no one?
No one can really cook.
Okay.
What the cult seem to have taken in mass is the youngest, most of the eldest, and the most experienced.
Okay. So, in that case, before we go to sleep, I'm probably going to, was it marinate some stuff for tomorrow? So have a good food.
Is anyone heading to the child's house after getting the news?
I will probably, like, while we're walking around,
Gotcha.
I would definitely start, like, going that way.
Well, I'll say Cass and Velvet head into the kitchen, begin working together, cleaning and preparing some extra things, and we'll go to Ferrari and Jackson before we end the session.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha.
You guys are making your rounds into quite a chilly night. You see some adventurers who have been rallied in the garrison are walking around as well, and you two are free to explore and talk.
Jackson's definitely going around the walls in the direction of the house where the infant is staying, but kind of taking his time. He just kind of sighs and he... It's getting worse, isn't it?
I saw him.
Jackson sort of just nods his head. Was it...
When I was in the woods, he manifested.
I didn't want to say it earlier, especially with all the people around and with things being bad here, but he kind of looks over. Those patches on your arm, they're not just randomly changing. They're going along the veins towards your heart. I don't want to worry you, but whatever's going to happen, it probably won't be very good.
I'm expecting it to hurt. Rather not be around civilization when it goes off.
You see, he keeps walking, and you see Jackson is definitely worried. It doesn't really show very much, but he definitely... There's a look of worry on his face, and I've met a lot of people. Trained a lot of good people, a lot of good soldiers, a lot of good adventurers. But I've never found people to truly connect with. Not for a very long time, at least. You being one of them. I promise. And he kind of like stops walking. I promise. If there's some way we can stop this or do something about this, I will find it.
Just promise me that if this goes off and I end up becoming a problem rather than the solution, that you will not hesitate.
You see a look of hesitation cross his face, almost as if he's like, there's like, internally he's fighting himself with that statement. He kind of takes a deep breath. I will try to abide by that.
And who knows? Maybe I'll just be fine. Best case scenario, it's not as severe as I think. Right? And she kind of chuckles, and it's not happy, it's very nervous.
Yeah, he sort of nods and he goes, I've seen quite a lot of strange things in my time here, so maybe. But we'll try our best, I promise. And no matter what, you'll have me and Sparky by your side.
I just need to keep busy. It gets worse when I think about it. I think this whole entire conversation could be actively making it worse. So let's do other things.
Yeah, like check up on the weird lady connected to the Witchlight because I
Yeah.
definitely sensed something was off there. So let's take a round, look
Yeah,
around
let's
over there.
go. Let's go. Yeah, I'd adopt that kid. I'm worried. Let's go.
Jackson's just nodding along. It's I would say Sparky's with us as well, just kind of like prancing along behind us, totally oblivious to the topic of the conversation. Still like really bubbly and stuff, but he's just
God, I
following
love
along.
Sparky. Is so slay.
So, as you all approach the house where the infant is staying, you all immediately look at the home, and it looks like it's been abandoned for weeks. Cobwebs, open door, a broken window even, with no rocking chair.
Jackson's face, if immediately, I knew it. I immediately rush into the building to see if I can see any clues of anyone having been there at all.
Rushing inside, you head into what could be described as the living room. There's not a lot of furniture in here, as it's covered in cobwebs and time is really eating at this place. You see a note with a red wax stamp sealed on the table.
I take it and immediately open it.
You open it, breaking the seal, and written in elegant cursive, one of royalty even. This is what happens to those that go peeking at Grandma Doris's business. I hope to see you soon in the Feywild.
Damn.
Let me roll something real quick.
Ferrari's hyperventilating.
Jackson just crushes the letter. And how many uses of it do I have? Unintentionally, Jackson's using one of his rage charges.
Mm-hmm.
As he just very heavy breathing, and Ferrari would definitely notice the red glowing scars that replace his usual ones when he gets mad. And he just stands there for quite a while trying to contain himself.
Audio brokey. So Jackson is raging and Ferrari's hyperventilating.
He sits like that for a good few minutes.
Have you let go of the letter when you've crushed it?
No, he's still like
Okay.
fistful before he calms himself down and kind of turns. Guess our decision has been made for us then.
I'm going to die. If we go through with this, I will be in the wild magic realm at least.
The huh?
What?
Jackson, have you let go of the paper?
I think at this point, yes, he would.
As you let it go and it hits back onto the table, it uncreases itself, folds itself, and seals it back itself up. As almost it's like teasing you.
It just turns, looks at it, turns back to Ferrari. We'll figure it out. Feywild is quite a tricksy place. We can play it, from what I've heard, but we'll have to inform the others and.
I'm
Game
never
plan.
going to lay an egg.
And that's where we're going to end today's session.
Yeah, just with Ferrari be like, I'm never gonna lay an egg.
Well, thank you all for joining us. It's always a pleasure to host a session for you all. I hope that wasn't too much, and I hope we got you excited for Witchlight.
Oh, Witchlight's gonna be a blast.
We'll
Absolutely.
go through the socials for everybody. Velvet, we'll start with you. We usually start with other people. We'll start with you. Where can we find you, Velvet, and what are you up to?
I think the only place you can find me currently is YouTube at Velvet BNKR.
The link will be in the description. And we'll go with Jackson. Where can we find you, Jackson?
You all can find me at Claw the DM on YouTube.
Link will also be in the description. Ferrari, where can these lovely people find you?
You can find me on Twitch at SaturnBNKR.
Link will be in the description. And for Michael, where can we find you? And what are you up to?
You can find me on Twitter and has cast BNKR, also known as the emotional support twink. That's all I'm doing.
Links will be in the description. Thank you all for joining. Next episode, I have a surprise for everyone. I hope everyone's prepared for that.
Is it a good one?
Thank you all for joining. It has been PogChamp. You could find all of us in the Discord, discord.gg/bunkercore. All D&D content will be uploaded to this channel. Remember to like and subscribe. Goodbye, everyone.
Like and subscribe. Bye.